Absolutely. I really believe this match is going to go hill and down to the very last ball. Both exceptional players and have been so consistent the entire week. So should be a fantastic match to watch.
So it's Marion to get us underway. And nothing doing off the opening break. Harriet will get the first chance in the match.
Bit of a tricky first chance as well. Balls haven't spread too far, so there's a little bit of work to do on both colours.
So a race to 8 here.
Yellows are definitely the balls. As long as she can make this first pot, she can just make her way down the table.
Very congested though, isn't it? And the 8 ball's going to be left away from the rest of the work here.
Absolutely. She's got a couple of tricky yellows next to the reds. Might have to give them a little nudge. I think that's the smart shot. Very early in the frame, just recognising that she may need to pull up a bit.
Do you think it makes a difference that Harriet's been out there this morning? And for a few reasons. One, she didn't play anywhere near her best. She missed a few balls, especially I think she missed 3 8 balls in the match. But speaking to her and speaking to Declan very recently after they lost in the pairs final, they're talking about the tables playing heavier than it has been the rest of the week, and she's had a final out there in the doubles to sort of get a feel for that table. So one way you could look at it, that she can sort of be frustrated with the way she played even though she got the win, but equally she's got some table time in today's conditions.
Absolutely. The conditions are tremendously hard out there, especially with the heat creeping in as well. So I think if you're getting more table time than others, that you're at a real advantage. So she'll be happy getting the table time, and she'll definitely want to bounce back from her last performance as well. That's a nice shot by Harriet. Very lovely shot.
Yeah, I'd be happy it didn't go in as well.
Absolutely. Both these ladies are absolutely fantastic potters. I don't see them miss many balls, to be honest, and especially throughout the week. They haven't. So it's going to be interesting to see if there are a few tactical frames like this, because they just want to make sure of it when the balls are there.
And normally, Harriet especially is incredibly aggressive, but chosen on this occasion to be more patient, which is an interesting decision. Normally likes to go out there and kind of force her authority on her opponents.
Absolutely, but I definitely do think it's smart play, especially when the balls are clustered. And the last thing you want to do is pot a few and then leave your opponent a chance. So just smart play so far by both ladies. But yellows have opened up a little bit here. Definitely no easy finish, but they have opened up a little more. It's a great shot.
Yeah, decision to go now, and it helps that there's another yellow at the top of the table, although it's gone maybe a little bit too far up to make it a real big help, but there's a route out now for sure.
Yeah, it does help having that yellow up the top of the table for a linking ball to the black. She just needs to really pick her second last ball to get on that yellow. That'll be the key shot of the frame. We might see her take the ball over the pocket now just to get back amongst those 3 yellows. Seeing as though it doesn't have much value.
It looks like she's just finished off angle here.
Yeah, she might be forced to play the yellow into the left centre next if she's off angle. definitely wanted to be straight, if anything, just so she could top through and play the yellow on the right side down in the pocket for an easier finish. But again, she's still at the table. She's still amongst them.
Chooses to go long. That controls things from there.
She just backs her potting, Harriet.
Yeah.
It's and the confidence she has is incredible.
And I've obviously seen an awful lot of Harriet over the last few years. I don't think I've ever seen her cue as well as she's cued this tournament. I've seen her win major titles along the way, but well, that's a proper commentator's curse.
Bit of a commentator's curse there,
yeah,
Simon.
But she's just been cueing just so well. And that one's a surprising miss.
No easy layout for Marion here, though. A lot of work to do on the reds, and there's not many places to hide the cue ball. Potentially, if she pots the red up the top right-hand corner and lays a snooker behind the two reds, but we might just see her pot a few balls here. She may even be able to squeeze the red down the left-hand bottom pocket. Might be able to squeeze it past the yellow.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Very
Hard
difficult.
to find anywhere to keep this contained. Oh, very good.
Played it very well. Nice little containing shot.
Could have come out better for her. I think Harriet might be able to just come to the table here and play a very quick loss of turn. Might have to use the left-hand side. Oh,
The loss of turn shot is just so valuable in this game.
Well, that's huge signs of Harriet being aggressive. She was trying to make the double and develop the ball at the bottom of the table. And now Marion can go. She can play the one that she's next to off the red to the bottom right, and that will pop that red out. So
absolutely,
this is a chance to go.
She's just got to play this firm enough so that the red ball actually pops out.
And make sure you get it. So often you think, oh, I'm guaranteed to, I'm just going to play it, and it just flies in.
Absolutely. This is the money shot.
Yeah.
Money ball.
Brilliant. Little cannon would be perfect. I don't think she's on it.
She may have gotten a tad unlucky there.
Yeah, she has. But she's still got a foothold in the frame now, even though she's not on that red. If she's on that red, the frame's there to win. But the two yellows at the bottom are now a problem. Yeah, that's fine. Guaranteed blocking the yellow at the top of the table. That was her goal. And now Harriet's under pressure to find a safety.
Extremely aggressive, sticking to her aggressive roots. Unfortunately, the reds are all there now for Marion.
Might just be off straight the wrong way on the one she's nearest to, so might have to take the one nearest the pocket first and just find the line. But she does well.
Lovely cueing. Very lovely cueing by Marion.
It's 1-0 to Marion. She gets the first frame on the board. And one that Harriet will feel like she should have won. A great chance early on in that frame or in the middle of the frame.
Marion will be beyond pleased to pick up that first frame.
Almost feels like, I know it was her break, but it just feels like one against her head, really. It feels like one that Harriet was meant to win.
For sure, definitely. And Harriet generally looks very cool and calm out there. Probably early signs of frustrations from her. You don't really see her show her emotions very much, but you can just tell she's probably a little bit annoyed with herself. But it is only first frame, so a lot can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Long way to go. And she started slowly in a semi-final against Colette Henriksen as well. And once she got going, she really found a rhythm and in the end ran away with the match. So it's not, it's only the first frame. There's an awful long way to go. We are just looking for these moments to how players can deal with it. Get to see Harriet's first break.
She's going to need a ball.
Going to be big today.
Not very often you see Harriet dry break. I had the honour of playing her in the last 16 of the Ladies Masters, and she was just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I think the whole event, from all of you playing in it, have really put on a show. There's so many brilliant matches throughout the tournament.
Absolutely. It's been wonderful to be a part of. All these class players.
Yeah. It's been brilliant to see. And when you looked at the sort of the lineups we had in, the last 16 quarterfinals, it was kind of such a big lineup, and you just didn't know which way it was going to go.
Absolutely.
That's what we want, the excitement.
There's so much depth in women's pool now that it's fantastic to see. So many younger players coming through the ranks as well.
Yeah.
Really, really working hard to get to the top.
Has that gone a roll too far? She wanted to be able to develop both these reds here, and I think the natural's taken into the top one. I'm not sure if she can get to the bottom one. So she's looking at red off yellow. That would open everything up.
Difficult to tell if it's on off the yellow from this angle.
Turns it over to Harriet with a good chance now.
Absolutely. Not a bad layout for the yellows at all. Just about sorting out that yellow next to those two reds, which you can do pretty much next shot. Does go into the left middle, although it is a pretty tight cut. Otherwise it might go down to the right bottom corner. Ooh.
She never looked worried walking around the table, but it kept going and kept going.
That's what I mean. Harriet is just so cool and calm out there. Very, very composed.
Unbelievable belief and confidence as well.
It's key to any success.
Sort of almost quietly, in a not a horrible way, but almost quietly arrogant, sort of, that it's not a case of she believes that she's good enough to win this. She believes that if she plays anywhere near her level, she will win this.
Absolutely, and that is just a fantastic safety by Harriet. Really made sure to get the white ball behind that yellow. Marion just has to make contact with the red here. Does not want to offer the ball in hand.
And it will be, and that little bit of a nudge as well just helps the yellows. Got to hit a cushion after contact, remember. So it is a cue ball in hand situation here for Harriet.
And these link up quite nicely now. Just has to be a little bit neat with the cue ball. Would have liked to have gone through a touch more on that one, just to make it an easier transition, but she will back herself. Very uncharacteristic miss from Harriet yet again.
Yeah, it's 2 bad misses in 2 frames to start this match, and this feels a bit of a carryover from the doubles for me. She hasn't really been missing those pots all week long in any competition that she's been playing
Not at all. Although there is a little bit to think about here for Marion. She does have that dead red next to the yellow ball. Can potentially play the loss of turn shot and clip off the side of the red to pot the yellow and leave the white ball in the pocket. Leaves Harriet a tricky first shot. And she's played it very nicely.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Very nicely.
Puts Harriet under pressure. Now, she could pot this and try and pot herself out of trouble, or she could look to try and use the 8 ball as a blocker here and play safe.
I really believe this just comes down to personal preference. Whether you back yourself to really get the snooker or if you back yourself to pot it. Really down to personal preference.
Oh, Harriet will always take the aggressive option. And depends which way you look at it here. Is she lucky to not going off, or annoyed that she's not got any sort of shot on this yellow?
This has become extremely difficult now. Yeah. Extremely difficult.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fantastic
Didn't realise
effort.
you could see anywhere near enough of that.
Fantastic effort. But again, she will be a little bit annoyed with herself. Few missed chances.
Marion choosing to wait. Interesting decision, that one, because if Harriet gets out of this, okay, there's a chance that she could end up knocking it in, but you feel like it's going to be a trickier shot coming up for Marion than the one she's just turned down.
Absolutely.
Unless she gets cue ball in hand, of course, which seems unlikely.
Oh,
but
wow.
she will. So reward for the safety shot.
And Marion will be absolutely buzzing with this opportunity. An early 2-frame lead is basically the dream start. It is a long race, but it's still 2 frames your opponent needs to get back without you breaking and running a rack or...
Absolutely. Gives you a bit more freedom just to sort of really express yourself, show your rhythm out there. And
absolutely, and it gives you the option to go a little more aggressive as well and just really start cueing the ball. Just needs to be a little tidy with this next shot. Wants to give herself a nice angle to get on the black ball. Lovely shot.
2-0 to the young French star. Big support out there for Marion as well. They like that one. Very strong start for her, and also a very strong start for her is the fact that Harriet hasn't really started. It's one thing if Marion had come out and taken out 2 good finishes and gone 2-0 up, it would be a brilliant start for her. But the fact that Harriet's made 2 bad mistakes really in the match as well.
Absolutely.
Just gives her a lot of confidence, and she is flying through this championship as well. She's dropped 7 frames in the tournament so far en route through to this final, which is just quite incredible. 6-1, 6-0, 6-1, 7-3, 7-2. Nobody has got close to Marion in the whole event.
Absolutely. She's just an absolute pleasure to watch as well. She's quite fearless out there, is from what I can see. And she really likes the longer races as well. As you just mentioned there, fantastic wins, 6-1, 6-2. She just has incredible stamina during matches as well. You don't really see her get overly frustrated or down.
Oh, her temperament seems to be
Temperament's
incredible.
very good, yep. And I think that also comes down to her experience as well, being the current, correct me if I'm wrong, current world black ball champion.
Yeah.
So she does have a little bit of experience on her side at such a young age.
So Harriet's going to get this chance in frame 3.
The balls haven't landed very nicely off the break so far. There's been a bit of work to do.
There's definitely an out though on yellows.
Absolutely, yes. All the yellows go. It's just about picking your route. She's recognised she needed to get on this yellow ball pretty much straight away in between the 2 reds, as it doesn't really link to anything nicely. A nice little nudge there. And I believe the black ball does go down to the bottom right-hand pocket. Played that very nicely. And Harriet's really picked up the speed now as well. She definitely wants to get on the scoreboard quickly, make up for a bit of time.
Just left herself a little bit further away than she wanted, but not going to waste any time, as she hasn't done the whole visit, as you say.
Absolutely. She's... Wow.
And
Wow.
it's another miss. 3 bad misses in this match for Harriet. And it's another missed 8 ball as well. And fresh in her mind from the doubles where she missed 3 8 balls, she's missed another one here. Not the start she was looking for at all.
Absolutely not. And like I said, she did fly through those yellow balls. Maybe she could have taken an extra couple of seconds on the black ball just to be sure of it.
Or the shot before to land nicely on the 8 ball. It was just that, if she could do a hand on the table rather than the cushion and being...
Oh, makes a massive difference.
12 inches closer, and you would never miss it. But wide open here for Marion to fly through, make it 3-0.
Oh, she's going to be delighted with this chance.
Going away from the 8 ball here, but The line's fine. Could just drop it in, but more likely up and down. No, just going to drop it in.
Absolutely. Just take your medicine and back yourself to pot the black ball. And this is to go 3-0 up on the Masters champion, Harriet Haynes.
Oh, wow. Huge moment. Huge moment in this match.
And Harriet absolutely jumps out of her seat with excitement and has called an extension immediately, as it isn't straightforward.
She's worried about the in-off.
She's worried about the in-off. And the cue ball is on the rail. Played that well. Gave it every chance.
That's a massive moment in this match. I know it's early, but that is an absolutely massive moment. Marion, simple straight 8 ball for 3-0.
Do you think that was just early sign of nerves from Marion on the black ball, Simon?
I don't know. I didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. I really didn't, because she never gives off any impression that she is nervous or that, you know, and it's a strange place to end up being nervous. It may just be natural ball, that maybe it's just took her eye off it or whatever. It was just a very strange moment. That more than anything, though, it's not necessarily that I think she knows she's playing well enough to deal with that, but it's letting Harriet off the hook. So it's not necessarily as much as can she deal with the bad mistake. It's more you had a player, you know, really down there. You know, 3 bad mistakes in a row from Harriet. And
absolutely.
If you get a 3-0 and, you know, potentially 4-0 and so on, then all of a sudden you could break the back of the match quite quickly. Whereas, you know, now we're sort of very much as we should be here at 2-1.
Absolutely. Harriet needs a big break and a ball off here. And she has. Yellows at the ball. Only issue I see on the table is that yellow next to the red ball, whether it goes clean or she has to play a yellow off it.
She's certainly got options
there.
She
does have options, absolutely.
Bit betwixt and between here, though.
Yeah, she sort of landed a little bit awkward. It's a nice recovery shot from Harriet. I'm assuming that yellow ball next to the red does go on its own. Otherwise, she potentially would have sorted it out earlier in the frame while she had the options rather than leaving it till last.
Yeah, I think the fact that she's looking at it now, I think she's happy here.
If she can play this and then just drop that yellow in closest to the red, then she's home.
Marion will feel like she's brought this on herself, missing that 8 in the previous frame.
3-0 to 2-all is a massive difference.
And Harriet looked like a different player in that frame.
Absolutely, that was the Harriet we all know just then.
Yeah, manages to kind of... Well, she got away with one, let's be honest, and then she's released and break clearance to go 2-2. She'll be the far the happier of the 2 players all of a sudden. Well, we said earlier on that Marion's got great temperament. She does need it right now. Just to remind herself she's absolutely fine here.
Absolutely. She'll be buzzing to be 2-all at the minute, especially with the start she had. It's just about whether Marion can keep her composure now and not let that black ball get to her, which I think has incredible composure, so I don't think it will affect her throughout the match.
Seen a lot of these two players talking to themselves. Amazing what goes through your mind as a pool player when you're out there. Can be torture at times.
Absolutely. I know I've spoken to myself a few times as well throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of that's not repeatable on air.
Definitely not. You know, we all want to win. We all want to perform well out there, and the conditions are so tough, especially with the heat as well. It's been a tricky tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of factors.
That was the feedback from Declan and Harriet that spoke to earlier after they played in the doubles, was that the table's just playing quite heavy today.
Yeah, absolutely.
For whatever reason. I know it's a bit heavier out there than it has been.
Wow, and check out these yellows.
Yeah, third dry break on the trot though for Marion as well. Keep an eye on that. She'll need to start finding a ball, you feel.
And immediately Harriet can get this problem yellow. Ooh. Bit of an unlucky nudge there. Unfortunate not to be on it. Nice shot. There's a lot of work to do on reds over here. Harriet's definitely favouring this frame so far.
Has angles here if she wants to develop that ball at the top. It's not easy. I'm wondering if it squeezes off the jaw, off the left cushion and squeezes up and in.
Absolutely. I think it's the shot to play while she's right behind it. Rather than use another ball to extract it, I'd rather keep my open balls on the table.
Yeah, and
have more soldiers on there.
Absolutely, and you could well be knocking it towards other yellows as well, so there's no guarantee going into it's going to even develop it. Well, it has developed it. It may not have been how she was playing it, but it's worked out. Of course, it may be exactly how she was playing it.
She's had a pretty good result there. Still not a formality this out. Still a lot of work to do with the reds on the side rail. But she will back herself. I know that for a fact.
Plan was to get rid of the red at the top. She could have done with being out into the middle of the table here. Too much angle.
Bit of hampered queuing as well if she's to play that red up the top, which she's opting not to.
And that cannon's gone wrong.
And this out just seems to be getting trickier and trickier, Simon.
I can only assume she thought she was sliding by that red rather than the cannon.
Needs to get this snooker.
Is there a gap to the one over the right centre? It'll be close. She can see it. Oh, that's gone awkward.
We might see Harriet play a nice little safety here, just to promote those two balls. Yep. She's actually played that very well.
Yeah, played to block the top left-hand corner as well. You could have just brushed off that and hit the cushion, got the cue ball behind it all, but doing it that way opens everything up.
Absolutely. Harriet's safety game is just as good as her ability to pop balls. Because when she does a snooker, she makes sure to get the snooker and limit the one rail escape.
Yeah.
That's just what I've noticed from a general observation. And then she gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, now has the chance to go ahead and win the frame. What a turnaround we've seen here. Marion almost looks confused as what's happening out there right now.
Definitely see Harriet take these 2 yellow balls top of the table first. And the yellow nearest the black last.
Got to finish the right side of this yellow now to get behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, would have liked the white ball to have travelled a little bit there to have a straighter yellow, but...
She's going to finish just short. So the wrong side of the yellow here. Not guaranteed to get good on this 8 ball.
Again, she'll just back herself to knock this black ball in. Just leave yourself a shot. That's all you need to do when you've got the confidence and the potting ability. Lovely shot.
Yeah, great 8 ball from Harriet. Missed easier in the match. That one flies in, and 3 straight frames from her. She's now in front for the first time.
It's definitely an interesting start to this final. Both players with some missed chances, and now we see Harriet go 3 frames to 2 in front.
Plenty for Marion to think about right now. A chance to go 3-3 was a simple, 3-0 was a simple one. It really has changed this match.
And you can tell Harriet just looks a lot calmer out there now. She's let all her frustrations out, and she would feel like she's cueing the ball much better now.
Yeah, these two did meet in the Masters semi-final. Harriet got the win 6 frames to 4, so fresh in the memory. Big win for Harriet. Obviously went on to win the title as well.
Absolutely crushed that break and didn't make a ball.
I think you can hear there's a bit more support out there for Marion than there is for Harriet.
And both colours don't really have any issues here.
Yeah, it's whichever way you see the pattern, isn't it?
Just about picking your route. Yellows probably do link a little nicer. Less movement with the white ball. That's always key. Makes the game a little easier. Lovely shot.
The red next to the yellow in the middle of the table is right on the line that she would want to be on.
Absolutely.
That
Just needs to get on that yellow ball sooner rather than later.
yeah. I wonder if she's going to play it now, so this is a tough positional shot.
White cue ball's going to be flying around the table as she picked the gap.
Oh, that's so good. Still needs to find another line here.
potentially come through those 2 red balls, or
Yeah, that's the line, I think.
white ball needs to travel.
Yeah, that's a little bit shorter pace. I actually thought she was going to use 2 cushions and try and get to the 2 through that gap. And
Definitely could have used the 2 cushions, or could have even played it but gone past those 2 reds, past the 2 yellows and up where the black ball was, just to make sure she was in the area.
Oh, that's a beautiful cannon, though.
She's controlled that really nicely.
Brilliant from Marion, really is. Lost 3 straight frames, and following that simple 8-ball missed, the response is a very good one. Reverse clearance, and we're all square at 3-3.
Very good response from Marion. Very nice finish. And she'll be looking to get another clearance here, providing she gets a ball off the break.
Yeah, I think first thing is she needs to find a ball off the break. She's not been able to do that yet in the match.
Absolutely.
Wonder if she'll change the break up at all or stick with it. Her last break was a pretty good one.
Quite unlucky not to get a ball off the break.
Yeah.
You do see a lot of players change the style of the break when they notice they're not getting a ball in off the break.
Sticks with it. And finally finds a ball. And how about this for another great split?
Wow, these yellows link very nicely.
I wondered if she had the angle just to play into the red below the yellow on the right, but she might be a touch too straight here, because then it would be just wide open, everything connects. Oh, she tried to use the red to do that and then just dug into it too much. Missed the cannon she was after, but still fine.
She might even be on it right now. She hasn't looked at it, so she might not be.
I think she can see the yellow full ball, but not quite enough to get it in. That is the only ball that is half awkward in it. Sounds silly because it's so close to the pocket, but just is a little awkward. Yeah, she's looking at it here. If she was able to get back to where she is now, it's a great second last ball. And she can take it now, and then she's got the one that she's above now, last ball. But if she can just stun across the red, the problem is you have to make sure you get across.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, sometimes you can go too far. But if she gets exactly where she was before, then it's just a natural drift along the line towards the yellow top left.
Key shot right here.
Yes, always make sure you go a little bit too far, but actually it pulled up quicker than I thought it was. I thought she was going to rest nearly on the cushion, but that is perfect.
Played it really nicely. She's a really good judge of pace, Marion. She plays those little touch shots really nicely. This has been another fantastic clearance and exactly what she needed.
Absolutely brilliant
needs a ball. And doesn't get one.
Try break from Harriet then. Not as inviting a chance this time.
Not at all. Very difficult sets. We might actually see Marion just play a safety here and not even attempt it.
Harriet didn't really want to get out of the chair and play this frame, by the way. The way she was looking there. It is on a shot clock here, but just the 45 seconds, so plenty of time.
I wonder if Harriet's looking for an aggressive option here, just to get herself going again. And red balls have full control of the table here, hiding the black ball in the top right corner pocket.
It's tough though from here, so I don't think Marion will be too disheartened to watch Harriet potting balls right now. Problem on the left hand side, maybe there's enough room to drop it in the middle, but very hard to land on it in the middle.
She's left herself a lot of angle on this red ball. She might be looking at playing into the red and the yellow.
So kind of put herself into trouble here.
Again, she just plays her safeties so well.
Important for Marion to hit a cushion. If she manages to do that, she should take a tactical control in this frame.
Absolutely. She does have more balls on the table than what Harriet does, which is always an advantage.
No, she wasn't even snookered, so definitely advantage Marion right now. It was a strange visit to the table before for Harriet. Kind of just came to the table, potted the 4 easy balls and left the 3 hard ones on.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very difficult out to make. And at that moment, you just kind of got to assess it, whether it's easier to pull up and knock a few of your dead balls out rather than start potting balls.
Well, maybe that was a chance to get out, because the red might pass the other red to top right, so if that had dropped in, she would have had a chance, but now it's, what does Marion want to do? The 8 ball is the only ball that doesn't have a pocket here.
There are ways to extract the 8 ball, using the 2 yellows up the top corner. That's if she chooses to proceed with the out.
Just for a second, I thought she hadn't reached the cushion, which would have been a big error.
Perfect touch. Has left Harriet a 1 cushion escape though. Oh wow.
What to do though? Cue ball in hand. I think, do you try and break out the 8 ball straight away?
Absolutely. First visit.
So on a previous shot, where she pushed the yellow towards the bottom left-hand corner pocket, it would have been to her benefit to have it right over the pocket. The reason I say that, when you break this out, let's say the cue ball stays somewhere near the 8 ball there, you might be left awkward, and having one right over a pocket could only help. But she gets the cue ball out.
Lovely shot.
Beautiful. And now plot your route. That was excellent. I love the way she's played it 2 cushions rather than directly into it 1.
Absolutely.
Getting the cue ball coming away from the cushion.
And she's just given it every chance as well, making sure it does come out along with the cue ball. And Harriet will certainly be frustrated with that visit to the table.
Always get the sense with Harriet that she's wants to be the aggressor. She goes out there, she tries to bully her opponents, pots balls, and really takes it to them, and wins a lot of matches doing it that way. But if she's going to do that against Marion, she's going to have to get those finishes.
Absolutely. That was actually a key shot for Marion, and she's played it to perfection. Perfect pace, playing the double, making sure she lands on the plant.
Crowd cheer on with every pot.
She's definitely got her whole country behind her, that's for sure.
Just wants to make sure here she leave herself straight on the next one. It might be awkward. No, she's fine. Just gone past the straight. I think she could just top across the right hand side. I was worried if she left herself short of straight, then she might have a slight issue. Or maybe she is having to pull it back instead. Still no problems, apart from she's too straight in on this one. That extra turn on that previous shot, and you almost couldn't fail. Wry smile because she's just off straight the wrong way.
She knows she'll have a shot on her either way. She just needs to back herself, play it with confidence. Very nice shot.
This is where having a short memory could be really useful. Missed a much easier 8-ball than this earlier on in the match. Not this time. Hammers it in. Marion Jude, 2 clear, 5 frames to 3.
And she didn't just pot that black ball. She absolutely cued it in with immense confidence. So
She's very impressed.
fantastic shot.
I think that's a really big frame in this match. I really do. It was a very strange visit to the table from Harriet, wanting to be aggressive, try and take it on, but no real plan of dealing with the
Absolutely.
difficult balls, and just potted herself into trouble. And if you do that against Marion, you're going to get picked off and punished.
It's quite uncharacteristic of Harriet. We're seeing a very different approach, I guess, to the game from her. Something we're not quite used to. She's usually very clean with her potting and very good with her mapping and her cue ball.
I mean, I can only assume she had a plan. Well, she definitely had a plan for the bad balls. She just couldn't quite get where she wanted to. But anytime you come to the table and pot the easy ones and leave the difficult ones on, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And against a quality player, your mistakes are going to get punished.
Yeah,
That's
no
just
doubt
how it
about it.
goes. Wow.
Dry again.
Really unlucky for that yellow ball not to drop. Really unlucky, and this might be Harriet's opportunity.
Marion's made 1 ball in the match, and she made the clearance to go with it. All the other breaks have been dry.
Difficult chance here for Harriet, but it is a chance to the table.
Yeah, far better than the last chance she took on, but one that you feel is hugely important.
cued that in with a lot of confidence. Unfortunately, didn't get a very good cue ball.
Do you think it's just gone far enough to get to the centre of the white now? If not, she's in real trouble. The shot deserved more. That was an excellent bit of cueing.
I think she's got enough of the white ball. Just enough. Oh. Bit of an unfortunate nudge, that one. She might still be lucky enough that the yellow goes to the top right corner beside the black ball. She's going to take it now.
Not happy. Suggesting it rolled off. Always looked like it was on the jaw to me, but she was right behind it.
To me, it looked like she couldn't quite get enough of that yellow ball next to the black.
Yeah.
But again, we're sitting back here. We don't know.
Well, she missed on the thick side actually in the end, so certainly allowing Marion to take control in this frame as well.
Played a very good turnover shot, providing she can't see the yellow ball. Bottom left. Oh, she's straight on it.
That's
nice
a good shot. That is a good shot.
Marion will have to find another good safety here.
I think she can see the red on the right-hand side, so getting to the top end shouldn't be a problem. Just can she find a nice hiding place? Oh, slightly overhit it, but that red will do. That will do.
Can Harriet see that yellow ball in the middle? No, she can't. Nice shot.
That's all you can do when you're in Harriet's position here is just cling on. Keep hanging in there, and you never know.
Very important frame, this. For Harriet.
Just knocked a couple of reds a bit or more awkward at the top end. Just keeping an eye on that if Marion does get a chance here.
Harriet's just going to play a similar shot to her last one.
And she keeps doing well. Keep coming across the top of it so that she can gets the cue ball to the left-hand side as we look. If she catches the yellow on the other side, she leaves a red onto the top of the table, and then Marion can go. This is the toughest shot left for all that she's had so far. It's played well, and she has covered, I think, the yellow. Harriet doesn't want to come and check.
Has left the yellow on in the middle. Tough shot. If she does miss, it leaves it all open.
Brilliant.
That is a fantastic shot. Has a little more angle than what she would have liked, although she should be able to use the red ball to stay on the black. Just like that. And 5-4 to Marion.
Yeah, that's a bit of a steal in the end. Marion would have been expecting all the way through that once Harriet didn't take them out to actually get a chance to win the frame, and good safety play from Harriet just to keep hanging in and hanging in and hanging in, and eventually got a chance. She took it.
Absolutely. Like I said before, plays her safety shots very well. Just makes sure of it.
Equally, don't think there's too much that Marion Jude could do there. She can't beat herself up too much. She kept playing good shots. And Harriet kept responding. There was never really an opportunity to go. Harriet to break then.
Needs a ball. And another dry break once again.
Yeah, it's been the kind of order of the day here. That's 8 dry breaks out of 10 in the match.
It's a tricky start though, for where the cue ball lies.
Yeah, doesn't have a good first ball on either set here.
Needs to make a good first opening pot.
Just made sure of the pot, didn't try and do too much with the cue ball. But that's going to throw some pressure onto the next pot because these reds are laid out nicely for Harriet.
Absolutely. Marion needs to make another good pot here, just to get amongst the yellows. Has she come out far enough to be on a yellow?
Difficult to say.
Don't think Marion's quite too sure either.
Oh, brilliant.
Good recovery. Very good recovery.
Still hasn't quite got the cue ball where she wants to though, but she's getting closer to getting it into perfect position.
Considering where the cue ball started early in the frame, she's done very well to get back amongst them.
I think she actually might be just about straight enough on this. I thought she might be tracking a little bit too far up the table, but actually it looks good here.
Ooh.
Well, she was actually good and just runs into a little trouble again.
She might actually be fortunate enough that she can just roll this yellow into the centre and potentially sit on that top red ball, or she might just miss it.
Yeah,
so she should
anywhere
be
on
okay.
that line though, she
Anywhere
leaves
on that
herself
line.
straight into the bottom right corner, so just make the pot.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah. Just needs to make sure of this yellow. Key shot coming up. Wants to leave just a little bit of angle to have a tidy black ball. And it's lovely to watch.
Biggest roar of the match so far as Marion Jude rolls in another finish from the break.
Fantastic to watch.
She really is the real deal. Won the Blackpool World Championships, came here with a big reputation. She is really delivering. Got off to a very strong start, going 2-0 up, but missing that 8 ball, you thought, uh-oh, this could turn around, but from 3-2 down, she's been absolutely amazing. 3 from the break in the last 4. Or 4 frames she's won, that is.
Absolutely. She's made some really lovely clearances at the right times as well. Couldn't have come at a better time, and she'll definitely be looking at getting the ball off this break, just to put her up on the hill.
Oh, the worst break so far. Got that one way too thin.
Absolutely.
And
Not
the
good
cue ball flying
contact
loose.
at all. Should be a bit disappointed with that because the layout isn't... It's not too bad.
Yeah, considering the break, it could have been a lot worse. We know that Harriet wants to be aggressive here, so she'll take this on.
If you're Harriet, you just have to make sure of this clearance. Very, very important frame. Being 7-4 down and 6-5 down is a massive difference. Just mentally as well. She has a lovely angle here to actually bump the black ball out if she wants to. With the red over the centre.
Quick glance there, opens up the 8-ball.
Even better.
Yeah, not easy to land on that 8-ball into that pocket. I guess the red right centre might be the one.
Absolutely. Clears these bottom two. Ooh.
That's okay. Not done any damage.
If anything, that's actually worked out really well for her. Just needs to be mindful of her white ball here.
Doesn't look like she wants to clear this one at the bottom. I thought the one at the bottom now and leave the right centre as your last ball to drop behind the 8-ball.
Absolutely.
She looks like she's going to leave the one on the bottom cushion to do that. Which is fine if you get the right angle, but if you get the wrong angle, then you're going to have to really struggle.
Absolutely. The white ball's had to travel a fair bit now, so it just seems to be getting a touch out of position every time. Needs to be very careful with this shot.
Yeah, it's gone wrong. I really do think she should have taken this red off the table when she was
Absolutely.
perfect on it 2 shots ago.
Definitely. She clears that bottom red and she's got 3 reds that go in the centre pocket. Oh, wow.
And straight in off as well. Huge cheer from the French crowd. Marion with cue ball in hand here to try and get herself one away.
Definitely signs of struggle from Harriet here now. Not the sharp Harriet we know.
No. She's certainly having the pressure ramped onto her, though, by the level that Marion's playing.
Still a tricky layout for Marion here. Lots of issues on the table. It's whether she decides to commit to the pot out or play a safety and knock a dead ball out off the rail or something.
Tricky, isn't it? The 2 on the sides. It's just tricky to bring into your pattern.
Absolutely. I feel like with the ball in hand, she could have just knocked one of them out first because they're really they don't link to each other. Whereas if you get one out first with the ball in hand, it just makes the out slightly easier. Although she does back her potting, and so she should. So we're going to see her take these on. Doesn't have a lot of angle on this yellow ball. If she had enough angle, she could have played it and landed on the other rail ball.
I think the plan was to leave nothing on here, but if she's left sight of the red at the bottom, then there is a chance here for Harriet.
Yeah.
I felt that's the first time in the match you felt that Marion's kind of got a little bit lost with what she was trying to do there and not really seen anything.
Absolutely. A bit of a strange choice of shot from Marion, and that's a great shot from Harriet.
She's been so clear with her plans, her thinking, her patterns, but that was the first time just not quite seeing it. The one thing that shot's done, though, for Harriet, she's knocked the ball over the pocket, but it's also knocked the yellow out on the left-hand side.
Absolutely.
So definitely still advantage Marion if she can find. It doesn't have to be a finish here because you've got the awkward one bottom right. Could play the combo, but if you can make this one, you could play a loss of turn and hide the white.
Bit of a tricky cue ball now.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what she was trying to do with the cue ball there. Was she trying to just hold it on the right-hand side and have that ball bottom left? Seems getting underneath it's done her no favours, and now she's in trouble.
Needs to hide the cue ball here.
I don't know how big the target is, top left-hand corner. If you can get anywhere near the top left-hand corner pocket, which is actually hard to do.
And the issue is as well, if you don't hide it well enough, Harriet can just come off the side rail and potentially knock the red in.
Yeah, it's going to leave the plant on. At the very worst case, there might even be a gap to the one over the pocket. But
Harriet will be over the moon with this chance.
yeah, she looked dead and buried.
Absolutely.
Two sort of visits ago.
It's a nice shot. Cued it very nicely.
Back within one.
She's still fighting out there, Harriet. She's still sticking with her, not letting Marion run away.
Yeah, you feel that's the first big error, really. I know there was a frame stolen away a couple ago by Harriet when it looked like Marion was set to win, but that wasn't anything to do with her. That was Harriet just hanging in tactically. But that one, you feel like Marion probably should have had a better chance to win it and didn't take it, didn't earn that opportunity. So first real big mistake since that missed 8 ball.
Absolutely, and I think in the context of the match as well, it is quite a big error because it's the difference between being 6-5 and 7-4. Having that 3-frame buffer mentally just puts you in a really, really good position. So, again, Marion doesn't look too phased. Looks really calm out there. And Harriet will just be very happy to be 6-5 at the minute.
Yeah. She'd love to get her break going, though. Just had one successful break so far.
She gave that break a little more as well. Very unfortunate not to get a ball in. Very, very unfortunate. And reds are the balls. Harriet smiling because yet again she could not get a ball off the break.
Once again, Marion choosing not to try and do too much there. Just drop it in, back her potting to get herself back into shape. Be interesting to know what angle she's got on this red to the bottom left corner. I'm just having a look in the middle, but she's just off straight the wrong way. I was wondering if she could just track to be on the one on the left-hand side or even on the one in the middle of the table, because that's where you want to get to. Which she can use the one in the middle to get the one on the left-hand side. Keep going, and she's perfect. Oh, it's a few rolls short. Great effort. Needs another good pot now just to get back into shape.
Absolutely. She needs to be able to hold the cue ball here just for those 2 reds. Uses the yellow just to glance off it. Good shot.
Well, do you think the red in the middle of the table goes in the left centre? The reason I say it obviously goes to the top of the table, but if it goes in the left centre, it's actually a really good connector to the 8-ball.
Absolutely.
You could try and get yourself on the one on the right cushion, and then you just have to make the pot and bring the cue ball back a few inches to drop it in and drift up.
She was pointing with her cue as if it does. So I believe she's going to play for the middle. This next shot is key. Needs to avoid the yellow on the left-hand side and come across the table for the rail ball. It's a big shot, this.
How's that flick hurt her? Looks like it. Obviously much harder on the ball down the cushion, but I think blocked off the middle as well. So we're going to have to make this and try and get onto the red.
Things have just gotten a little tricky. Needs to come off the rail twice here. And avoid the yellows on the side rail again. I feel like she didn't fully commit to that shot.
No.
I feel like if you're going to play that shot, you need to play it with pace to make sure you get your cue ball out and leave yourself a shot.
Harriet going for the loss of turn. Doesn't get it.
And yet another opportunity for Marion here. Tough one, but she does have it.
Yeah, just give yourself a shot anywhere near the triangle area.
Absolutely.
Get well past the straight on that red and you float up top right-hand side with the cue ball. Not easy to get there, actually.
Not at all.
And that's the wrong angle.
Needs to produce a good shot here. Otherwise, the yellows are all in the open. I wonder if there's a double on.
Yeah.
She's looking at it.
May well be.
Extremely hard to tell.
Still don't think the angle's good for the 8-ball. Maybe it's perfect. We'll find out.
Really good effort. This is where Harriet needs to capitalise on the errors.
Yeah, a couple of frames on the trot here that Marion will love to have again.
Yeah.
Chance for Harriet to get us back all square.
I think we're going to see her move through these yellows quite quickly.
Yeah, nothing really in the way. Really good connections as well.
Absolutely. Just needs to be tidy with this shot. Yeah.
Well, this was the ball she should have used to get on the 8-ball for me.
It's definitely an easier ball, but
yeah, I don't see it being a problem, but you're always looking for these little things that could develop, but she's absolutely straight in on this one to top right, and no problems getting on the 8 from this one either.
another thing I really like about Harriet's game is that she often just leaves herself a few options as well.
Oh, definitely.
Doesn't try to be too cute with the cue ball when there's a lot of balls around. She'll leave herself options.
All square once again. 6-6. Both players need 2. Missed opportunities for Marion Jude, you feel. She may even feel like she's had enough to win this match.
I think if you're Harriet right now, you'd be buzzing to be 6-all, especially with the clearances Marion's had and the unfortunate dry breaks that Harriet's had. She'd be really happy at 6-all.
Both players have only ever made one ball off their break. It's been a tough one for the break. It's not like they're hitting the breaks bad. It's just, and both times they've made a ball off them, the 2 times the ball's been made off the break, they've both cleared them as well. Caught that one a little bit thin again. Makes the ball this time, but nothing on.
Bit of an unfortunate cue ball.
Oh, might be able to clip this yellow in. No, just decides turn it over.
Bit of a strange choice of shot, that one, but I can understand she didn't have too much on. But I thought she may have been able to clip the yellow into the centre. Harriet with a tricky chance. Needs to make the first pot.
It's made a mess of the yellows, but I'm not sure it's left her much on. You know, she does have the one in the middle of the table, but what's she doing with the red on the left-hand side? Some problems here.
I feel like this is, again, one of those frames where you just need to decide really early whether to keep going or pull up. Harriet recognised she needed to pull up. Has made a bit of a mess of the yellows.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at the choice of playing safe there. I thought she would just float that towards the top pocket and really weld up behind the ball. She's left the sight of the yellow, but there's nothing really doing here for Marion, but she can play a good safety.
Absolutely.
I guess Harriet's thinking is get a red into that area and try and, because that red was a problem ball for her. This frame is huge. Every frame from here is huge, but now that we're in this tactical exchange. The way she's looking here, I think this yellow goes.
One good shot on the yellows to break them out, and she's in prime position.
Well, I think the cluster of 3, the way she just looked there, I wonder if the right-hand one goes. So you finish a roll past straight, you can just bump them open. Might be a roll short.
Landed a touch too straight. A little bit of frustration from Marion, but she is still at the table. She has a few options.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely
what a shot that is.
Made that look quite easy.
That's so nice. I thought she might come across to the other side of the table. Just, it depends. If the yellow goes past the the black into the right centre, it's no problem. But I thought if she goes across, then she's got the choice of two, and much easier to connect them both up to the left-hand side than the right.
Like I said, it's always nice when you've got a couple of options just in case your cue ball goes wrong.
She had
But
to play
she's
that
played
one.
it perfectly.
Yeah, had to play that with rakes aside to get across there, but plays it beautifully. What a lovely shot.
Nice and controlled.
And Marion Jude gets herself one frame away. Another brilliant finish. Really is high quality stuff.
She's one frame away from claiming the title. Imagine how you must be feeling out there.
Yeah. Got to hold herself together. Needs another chance. Harriet now knows what she has to do. She has to win the next 2 frames. May have made a mistake there in trying to make a bit more of movement in the pack area rather than guaranteeing the snooker. More than capable though of winning the next 2 frames. She needs 2 opportunities. She will have the next break.
Wow. Oh my God.
Try again for Harriet. Her break really has let her down. Hard to say that's the story of the match because both players' breaks let them down in this match. Neither player gained any advantage from the breaks. But it is Marion Jude with a chance then to win the world title.
How's the layout of these yellows? Not bad at all. Just needs to get on this far yellow.
That's okay. That is okay. Got
She
a gap.
has
You
a
can
shot.
clearly see to the top of the table. Opens up the red, the yellow to the bottom. Now everything has a pocket. Is now pick your route and connect them up. That's something that she does so well. Her patterns are fantastic.
Just needs to get rid of this yellow down the bottom of the table. She'll look at getting rid of it now, just to leave those 3 yellows at the top till last.
Slightly nervy one, maybe, just rolling it through. Leaves a tricky one here. I thought she'd try and get a lot closer to that.
Needs to be careful with the cue ball here. Needs to screw far enough past the black so she's on that yellow up the top. Would have been easier if she just could have rolled through. But she is a fantastic cueist, so it's a lovely shot.
Great bit of cueing from Marion.
Very good cueing.
The way this looks, I don't know if it goes in the centre. May just have to leave it long, bottom right. She should be able to get right behind it. I mean, she could come back out for it in the same pocket if she wants to. Just taking what she's got to the bottom corner.
She's got
The
a
eight ball is waiting.
little bit more angle than what she would have liked. Means she has to do a little bit more with the cue ball. But she should be okay, providing she can just hold her nerve.
And
Fantastic shot. For the match.
And Marion
There it
Jude
is.
is the world champion. What a performance.
What a performance from Marion Jude. I've actually got goosebumps. It was just so incredible to watch, Simon. So incredible. She's worked hard the entire week. She's, like you said, she's absolutely gone through her opponents, been fearless all week, so she absolutely deserves it. And commiserations to Harriet as well. Such a fantastic tournament from her as always.
It is an amazing performance from Harriet to make it through to the final, but she comes up short. Marion Jude comes in with major titles to her name. She came in with a big reputation, but she has delivered here on this stage. Just a stunning performance filled with world-class quality. And the young
All right, welcome
French
back inside
superstar
for the
is the world
presentations.
champion.
What a fabulous final that was. It went all the way to the distance. Two world-class players playing a world-class final. Fit for this stage. Let's hear it for our two finalists, Harriet Haynes and Marion Jude, everyone. Not to be for Harriet in this one. She's won just about everything there is to win, and she won the Masters already in this fortnight. A fabulous fortnight and a final that she can be proud of. Let's hear it for Harriet Haynes. Harriet, Hotlines, ultimately, it's never easy to lose a final. I know you've been on both ends of it, but how much can you be proud of what you've achieved in this last fortnight here in Agadir?
Yeah, I mean, I worked on a break, and it worked bloody well up until today, and then the AC's broken here, so it's absolutely sweltering, and the conditions are absolutely horrible. So, Jude, you bloody brilliant, like, I mean, wasn't it fitting that she absolutely dished a blood? I mean, I was like, if you get these, then fair play. And there was another one as well earlier in the match. I was like, if you get these, then you know. So I'm happy to get 6 frames. If it was the first to 100, it'd been a good match, wouldn't it? So thank you very much for a good match, and well played and well deserved.
Here, Harriet. You'll be back. Well played. All right, well, what about this French starlet, a superstar in the making at just 21 years of age? Marion Jude is here for a good time and a long time. Your world champion for 2023, Francis Marion Jude. Marion, first of all, congratulations. How good does this feel right now?
It feels so good. Sorry for my English. En français? No. Yes, it feels very good. You know, I won the World Black Ball Championships in Albi in 2022, and so this means so much to me to win here, in Agadir. So, no, it's incredible.
You've had such a good fortnight. Not only did you run to the semis of the Masters, you won the team event with your teammates just last night, and now you win the singles. How special is this feeling right now?
I have no words.
I can understand you not having the words. Look, I wanted to ask you about your supporters. They're all on your right, and there's plenty I know watching at home. Do you have a message for them? And Francais, if you wish.
Ok. Merci à tous déjà d'être restés, d'être venus pour moi. C'est vraiment, comme je l'ai dit, ça signifie beaucoup de choses pour moi de gagner ce titre ici aussi. Et voilà, donc merci à tous. And again, well done to Harriet. Well done to Harriet because she made an incredible match again. And the 3 times we played each other, and it was always great match. So no, I'm really happy, and well done Harriet again to win the Master and reach the final of the singles.
Lovely words, Marion. I'm sure you two will have plenty of great battles in the future, but this is all about the here and now. Enjoy the moment. We'll hand you over to the WPF President, Joe Fanta, to make the presentation. The 2023 Women's World Champion. Give it up for Marion, Jude!